Hi, my name's Jeremy Good. I'm one of the Chindie authors from the local independent authors group in Chichester. One of the things that we often get asked as authors is where we get our inspiration from for our books and our writing. And whenever I'm asked this question, I always refer back to a photo that I discovered. It's a colour photograph of Heinrich Himmler at Auschwitz in 1942, visiting the camp there. The Nazis at this time were at the height of their power, and the final solution was being instigated in the death camps. The picture at Auschwitz shows a boy in a ragged coat and cap being presented to Himmler. He's about 10 and he has blonde hair, and he's looking up at Himmler, not quite knowing what the outcome of this meeting is going to be, obviously. And Himmler has his hand on the boy's shoulder, and he's telling the other uniformed SS officers around him something. And I wondered, looking at that picture, what that conversation was. They're all looking intently at Himmler, taking in his every word. And I wondered, what that might be, what they were actually, what he was talking about. Was it about racial purity, the fact that this boy stood in front of them, although to all intents and purposes he looked Aryan with his blonde hair, he was in fact a Jew. It's a chilling snapshot, and we can only imagine the outcome for that boy. But I wanted to give him a voice, to honour him in some way. And so I began to wonder who this boy was and what his life before that time, that moment, that snapshot was, and what could have transpired had he not been presented to Himmler in that situation, or had he survived the camp. Could he have been someone who saved the Jewish people in the end? And if so, how would I get him from that point to where he had to be in the story? Other characters in the photo then began to take on roles for themselves, and as the story then developed, slowly a whole new world opens up, and it's populated by these characters. Some of them are fictitious and some of them are historically correct. But I'm fascinated with World War II history, but I'm also very intrigued by the what ifs. How if turning another corner would make a difference to everything in the course of history. So for my series of books, which actually started out as a one-book project, I've used a historical fact, but also employed the concept of the what if, the slight changes of circumstance. So Anshul, as I named him, the hero of that photograph, is a major focal character across the whole series. But it's the characters and events that circle him that tell the story, the epic story that unfolds. But it's fascinating how a project of this magnitude, which has taken me years to research and write and is still not complete, can come about by simply being inspired by a photograph of this boy, and a whole story and a whole legend comes out of it from apparently nowhere. So what I would say to people is, who ask the question, what inspires a writer like myself and others, I would say inspiration can come from anywhere, but always look beyond that, what has inspired you. So, hopefully that's giving you some insight as to where I come from on my writing. I shall be doing a few more of these videos about how I write, what inspires me, the connections that you that transpire through writing, amazing coincidences and things that have happened on my journey. So keep watching.